Hi friends, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rain Boots. We're going to make some cute standing reindeer. Okay, so I know you have faux fur if you are subscribed to this channel. If not, you can use faux fur ribbon, you can use faux fur fabric like this one. Look, R.I.P. Joanne. Or you can use like the faux fur on the bolt like this, any of it. We're going to use dowels and these little things that are just wood wheels. You can get them at all of the craft stores and online. I'm also going to use, or if you don't have those, you can use little feet, but I'm also going to use any variety of wood rounds, birch rounds, wood cutoffs. I've got a literal metric ton of those, so I'm trying to use them up. These Dollar Tree antlers, don't let me know they're backwards, I know. And then something foam. I'm going to take this about a 3-inch styrofoam ball and just cut it in half. And the reason is because I want the front flat, but you could also use these little wreaths or these Dollar Tree. I'm going to make one with this too, this like 2-pack of nearly 5-inch rounds. Again, Dollar Tree. You'll need a hot glue gun as well, but you can use wood glue. I'm not. And then I'm going to glue 2 of these together for each leg. So if you're using a long tube and you want to make a standing reindeer, you need 4. Otherwise, I'm just using 2. I'm going to cut down. These are like Dollar Tree 12-inch dowels. Don't look at the paint on it. I needed to stir some paint, but just use any. Dollar Tree has 6-inch dowels. Use those. Anyway, I just cut it in half with some miter shears and glued it in. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's silly. There's nothing under there, and the glue is going to seep out the bottom. And that's exactly what happened. So maybe use a silicone mat and then do it. Or, defy gravity. Anywho, I sure have missed making fun crafts like this. I know a lot of people are waiting for me to make gnomes, but I've made so many for so many years that I want a variety of more crafts. So here we go. Now that the feet are done, we're just gonna yeet this guy right on, but don't glue it down yet. Just trust me on that. This is about 4-inch wide ribbon. I've used it for many, many crafts. I have a whole nother roll of it because I thought it was such a good idea. Anyway, all you're going to do is cut a square. And you may be thinking, that's not a square. I know. Don't worry. It's all about easy crafting this year. I'm making a ton of Christmas gifts this year because in this economy. So this is easy. You can guarantee this is easy. And my daughter thought that this one with the nose was just too cute. So I'm going to glue it down, and then I'm not even going to trim it because we want one edge to be fully covered. That's the front. So we're just going to glue it up. Yeah, a square onto a circle. It's going to be totally fine. So I'm going to fast forward that because you know how to glue stuff. And then look, isn't it cute? That's going to be the front of him. And then for his little booty, we just cut another little square. Now, the thing about the booty is I would glue down this top portion like we do when we're making gnomes or Santa Clauses with faux fur that don't have like a hat over the top of the beard because it's going to make it look more finished. Once you have that, add copious amounts of glue. I used a lot of glue in this one, but the detailed tip glue gun was better than the bigger one. So for this, well, I don't know why I showed you all the glue that I used, so sorry about that. But anyway, even though it's a square, I promise it's going to fit. If you line up what I'm calling the shoulder portion of the faux fur, you'll just be able to tuck everything else behind. So pull the faux fur that you already had glued down forward and then glue all this back down, tucking that behind the other faux fur. I'm going to do this other side. This top little front area, that's the only part that you kind of have to hide. Everything else just blends together. So anywho, what are you making this holiday season? Are you making your own gifts? Are you DIYing stuff? I'm just now putting together a bath bomb and sugar scrub post about my viral, sugar scrub cubes. And I thought, I may be making some scrub and bath bomb gifts this year. Who doesn't love a homemade gift that costs like $4? Okay, so now that we have that all glued down, choose whatever you want for a face. I'm going to use one of these little wood wheel rounds because I like the look of it better than the birch round. But I'm going to also use a flat back cabochon, which is like a little wood half bead. And then I'm going to use these very sparkly, very glittery antlers. And I don't know if you could push through the faux fur with the antlers. I used an X-Acto knife to cut into the faux fur. You don't need to cut into the actual foam, but copious amounts of glue and squish them in. Now, if you're going to be one of those people who tells me that those are backwards, it's okay. Drop a reindeer emoji in the comments because, yeah, I know. I just got my nails done, so I'm going to use a red marker on my wood cabochon to make it a Rudolph, because why not? I am one of those people, my house is very Ralph Lauren Christmas, okay? But I have these little fun things all throughout my house like this for the kids and for me because I like whimsy. All right, so we're just going to end up gluing that right on there, except you're not going to glue it in the center. You're going to still hide the hole, but you're going to glue it a little higher. And you can see I'm just penciling out whether or not I think a little smile would work. I don't know what that part of the, like a teddy bear, you know how they have that line and then little smile? Well, that's all I did with the Sharpie because I was too lazy to go get another paint pen. All right, so now I'm going to cut through the faux fur on the bottom in the holes we already made because it's really easy to feel it through the fabric. So little glue and these things. I suppose you don't even have to glue them on because gravity will hold it in place. So if you want to break these down for shipping, you could do that. And then I'm just going to glue this on again with hot glue because I'm just quick and easy crafting, right? That's what I'm a fan of. All right, once you get that, you do have to hold that on a little bit because we're trying to glue it to the actual fabric and not the faux fur. Look at it, it's so cute. Okay, but wait. And the other thing I want to say is these little Christmas lights, would those be cute? Let me know in the comments below. I didn't glue them on, but then I thought, oh, I probably should have glued them on. And then I thought, no. So anyway, let me know if you would glue them on. For the other one, I just cut 2 squares of that faux fur fabric that looks remarkably like deer, even though it's snow leopard. That's what it's called if anybody wants to find this online. And all I did was did the same thing. Cut enough of the first one to go over the edges. And then on this back one, I just traced it with a pencil and cut on the inside of that pencil line so that I still had a little overlap that I'm going to glue down the edges so no one sees the fabric. That's it. You're using all of the skills you've amassed over the years, making gnomes and little Santas, and then you're just going to glue that on the back. But look at that back. Doesn't that look like a deer? Hold on. Ready? Le boop. Doesn't that look like a deer? So I used 2 of the wheels for these legs, but spoiler alert, you're going to need 3 when you don't cut your dowels down. So I didn't cut those 2 12-inch dowels down, and I needed 3 wheels. You'll see in a second. I'm going to glue a birch round to an ornament and just leave that alone. I did clamp stuff because, again, I'm just using glue, hot glue and not wood glue. I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. And then I cut into these. You want to cut it straight, otherwise you may have a wobbly fella or girl. And then I glued this down again. And look, watch. There's it. Because we didn't glue in the legs yet, right? So add another before you get to the next part. Make sure it doesn't seep out the front or anything. But if it does, you can just paint it. Or wrap it in burlap or something. That would be cute. Anywho, I glued on those antlers, and here are my 2 little cuties. And that's it for me today. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe for more crafting fun.